Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents G.I. Joe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the G.I. Joe Classified Series number 51, Blue Ninjas. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here we have on top the Cobra logo, number 51. On the front, some nice artwork of ninjas just doing ninja stuff. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that don't belong there. Product shots, most likely digital renders. G.I. Joe Classified Series, Blue Ninjas. 4-and-up Hasbro print on the bottom. Warning, attention, Achtung! Don't stick things in any language pie hole that doesn't belong there. Don't give it to the babies. Small print, fine print, legalese print, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn. And a barcode. On this side, the Blue Ninjas file card. Number 51, G.I. Joe. And on this side, some more artwork. And on the side, again, product shots that are most likely digital renders. Blue Ninjas, they're Cobras. It stands 6.28 inches high, which is 159.5 millimeters. And this one is 5.92 inches high, which is 150.3 millimeters. And it comes with this, and it comes with this. And this is what they look like. And this is part of their file card. G.I. Joe and Hasbro trademark, blah, 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 blah. Attention, don't stick things in your French pie hole. Some more small, fine legalese and made in China print. That thing. And parents, GIJoe.com. Hasbro print. That's our main number. That, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figures and their accessories. And here we have handy dandy tweezers. And let's look at the male Blue Ninja accessories first. And they're exactly the same as the stuff that came with the Red Ninja. So he's got a pair of sai. They're both exactly the same. Does have nice molded details. It is molded in the color of the plastic and no paint apps, so. And the same with most of these accessories. And then here is one of his sickles, or I was told recently these were also called Kama with a K. And again, nice molded detail, and there is a pair of those. Both exactly the same. He also has a pair of these axes or hatchets. Tomahawk, maybe. But I'm sure ninjas wouldn't call theirs Tomahawk. Again, no paint apps, just the plain plastic. But it does, again, have nice molded details. There's also a port there at the bottom, so I'm thinking some chain or rope or something would be cool. And again, there is a pair of those, both exactly the same. Here's his swords. This one had a little mishap in the packaging with some tape. Now, one thing I will say about these plastic-free packaging as far as the G.I. Joe Classified series go, these swords, all the long pieces, are actually bundled in flat cardboard to prevent them from getting bent. So that is one thing I do like about the plastic-free packaging. Now, as far as not being able to see the figure in the pack, that's a whole nother story. But anyway, this weapon had a mishap with the tape and some of the paint came off. But it does have a nice silver paint app there. Oh, right there too. So I may have to touch it up a little bit. And then here is the longer, at least the handle's longer, and the blade is slightly curved. This one did not have a tape mishap. So, pretty cool. But again, all of this is stuff that we have seen before. In fact, I think all but maybe one of the accessories is stuff we've seen before. Here is his sheath for one of the swords and the kama. At least that's what I put in there. And then here is the standard head for the Blue Ninja, which is the same mold as the Red Ninja. Looks pretty cool. Got the mask on there. I'm a demon ninja. So, pretty cool there. Now here's an accessory that I don't really see. It doesn't store on either one of them, so it's just a free accessory for either of them to use. But it is a grappling hook with a scale rope on it, or a scaled rope on it. So that's a pretty cool little piece. That's new. I don't think we've seen that before, but we'll see it again when they get around to doing Alpine. And here is the bow. And again, I think we've seen this mold a couple of times. I think the first one was with Master of Disguise Zartan, the Hasbro PulseCon exclusive. And then I think it's the same one that Storm Shadow comes with as well. I could be mistaken though. I didn't pull them out to look right before this. And here's her sword. Nice silver paint app for the blade. And that one didn't have a mishap with tape either. And here's her sickle or kama with a K as well. Different than the male ninjas. A little bit longer in the handle and the blade as well, I believe. But nice details. And again, like most of the accessories in this set, no real paint apps. Now the bow does have paint apps, and I think it's molded in black plastic, and then this part has paint app on it. Here's the sheath for her sword, and it does have a post right here, and it goes right in this port on the quiver for the arrows, and that has a port on the back of it that goes into, or not a port, post on the back that goes into the port on her back. And again, it's all, well, I say it's all in one color. It might actually be molded in this, and then the blue is a paint app, and then there's the Arashikage logo right there, or symbol. And then here's her standard head, which is new. I don't believe we've seen this anywhere before. And it does have nice sculpted details and nice paint apps on it as well. So that's very nice. Well, let's take a look at, well, before we take a look at the figures, let's take a look at this. Now, the new plastic-free packaging, the accessories all come boxed up in these, they come in these boxes that look like Foot Lockers. And I like this. It's pretty cool. It's got their name on it, a digital lock, their number 51, some printed on handles there, some printed on hinges, along with Cobra logos. Now, the Viper 3-pack didn't have a Foot Locker. It had a box with printing on it. It looked more like a topographical map. So maybe they didn't think about doing this before they made that box set. But nevertheless, these are pretty cool, and I do like them, and I am keeping them. I may have some use for them in the future. Now let's take a look at the figures. We'll start with the female figure, which is not a new mold. This mold was used for the female ninja lady who worked for Storm Shadow from the Snake Eyes Origins movie. And of course, a new head. And this is the alternate head, the fox head. And I like this. It's really cool looking. As you can see, there's a Cobra logo right there on her forehead. And just lovely paint apps on that. The eyes really stand out. And the teeth. So this is a really cool mask on this alternate head. She is mostly molded in this blue color, and then I think the darker blue is a paint app, as well as the white, and then the boots are molded in color as well as the hands, it appears. Let's take a look at her articulation. She can look up that high. She can look down hardly at all. She does have some chicken neck going on. She's going to that ninja party later. All kinds of waggle. The neck is a separate piece. The head is on that classic Hasbro ball and hinge, and then the neck is a separate piece that probably has a ball or dumbbell at the bottom. At the shoulders, 360-degree rotation. This is a soft, rubbery type plastic. In fact, that may be, this piece on the outside may be glued on. I'm not sure. At the shoulder, goes up that far, and she does have a butterfly joint, surprisingly enough. Goes forward that far, and back that far. Hinge and swivel at the elbow. Swivels around 360 degrees. Gives you approximately a 90-degree bend. 360-degree rotation at the wrist on an up and down hinge. So that's pretty cool. And on this side, up and down hinge as well. Then there's a cut here. Looks like about across the stomach. Gives her all kinds of hula. She can lean to this side. She can lean to this side. She can lean back that far and forward just slightly. The belt here, the knot for the belt gets in the way. There's a 360-degree rotation there because she doesn't have... Well, I'll take it back. There appears to be one at the waist too. And it gives you full 360 degrees of rotation. So, pretty sweet. Drop down hinge at the hip. She can give you almost the full splits. She can kick forward that far. Back about a step. Cut here at the upper thigh for a full 360-degree rotation. Double hinged pinned knee gives you that much bend. And then at the lower shin, there is a boot cut for another 360 degree of rotation. Ankle tilts down that far, up that far, and a forward facing pin for rocker. Now that covers the female ninja. Oops. Let's take a look at the male ninja now. And again, there shouldn't be any surprises on this mold. It's all that red ninja except for this head. Which, I mean, look at the eyes on that thing. Wow, these are creepy kind of. But I love that mask. It's awesome. Nice paint apps. Cobra logo there. Some paint apps here and there. As far as his articulation goes, he can look up that far. He can look down that far. This collar kind of gets in the way a little bit. And that head is on, I can't tell. Nope, it's on that hinge and ball that Hasbro is known for. And then the neck is a separate piece as well. You can sort of chicken neck. He's got some waggle. It's mostly in the neck. He can do the full exorcist. You do have to watch out for the neck though, because it likes to turn with the head and will go out of place. At the shoulders, there's a butterfly. Goes forward that far, backwards that far, and shoulder raises up not quite 90 degrees. And there is a cut here at the upper bicep for a full 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinned elbow. That don't look right. Yeah, I guess it is. That's, you get that much bend out of it. 360 degrees at the wrist on an up and down hinge, and on this side up and down hinge as well. So then he has that classic Hasbro ab crunch hinge, or ab hinge, whatever you want to call it. He bends back that far, forward that far, and that's also in conjunction with this dumbbell joint at the waist. As far as that goes, he's got some hula in there. He does do a full 360 degree rotation. He does have holsters, sheaths, or at least loops for the size. That's what I put in there at least. The axes might go in there too. And for the sword, pull down hinge at the hip. He gives you the full splits. Kicks forward that far, a little better than 90. And back maybe 2 steps. Cut at the upper thigh for a full 360 degree rotation. Double hinge pinned knee. And it gives you that much bend. At the upper shin, there is a boot cut for another full 360 rotation. At the ankles, tilts down that far, tilts up that far, and forward facing pin for rocker. Now, storage for the male ninja. The straight sword goes right here on his hip, just like that. Don't run too much, buddy, you will cut your leg off. The size, just slide into place inside those loops. You might have to bend them just slightly to get them in there, but then they straighten up once they get in. But when you've got this stuff in here, it does hamper the articulation somewhat. Now here we have the backpack. The sword just slides in, as well as the size, handle first. And then that will just port right here on his back. There's the post, the port in his back. You got to line this overlay up. Because if you don't, it won't go in there. And there we go. I like to turn it at an angle just a bit there. And then there is no storage for the axe hatchets, so I just keep them in his hands. That way he's ready to do some chopping. And then there is no storage for the extra head. Now the female ninja, let's bring her stuff in again. No storage for the head that's not being used. The sword just slides right into the sheath, and then there's the post right there and the port on the quiver, and it just goes right on in there. You can leave it like that. You can put it at an angle either way, however you like to display it. And then there's the port in her back and the post on the quiver. And I like to turn mine like that. Kind of give her the X. She can reach arrows, or she can reach the sword. And as far as the bow, there's no storage per se for it, so just put it in her hand, or at least that's what I do. And the comma or sickle, whatever you would like to call it, we just put that in the other hand because she has no official storage for it. So there we go. And then again, there is no storage for the grappling hook. There we go, my friends. I'll look at the figures and their accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And in the front line here, we have the female Blue Ninja with Storm Shadow, and from the Marvel Legends series, the Stiltman Build-A-Figure Waves Red Hand Ninja. And in the back row, we have the male Blue Ninja, the G.I. Joe Classified Series Red Ninja, and the Marvel Legends Hasbro Pulse Army Builder Black Hand Ninja. Here's the Blue Ninjas with the Valaverse Action Force, Swarm Trooper with Swarm Gear, and Scarab. For our final set of comparisons, here's the Blue Ninjas with, from Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. From the G.I. Joe Classified series, we have the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black series, we have the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, we have the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the Amazon exclusive Blue Ninja 2-pack, I have to say, it's nice to finally have a female ninja. So that's pretty cool. Even though this one is just a repaint of the Akiko figure from the Snake Eyes Origin movie, it works. This pack is loaded with tons of accessories. But I would have to say the best thing about this 2-pack is the alternate heads, which are currently on the figures. They're just really cool. I probably would not have picked up this 2-pack had I not found it for a discount. I won't say it was a substantial discount, but it was a pretty decent discount. And so I picked them up when I found them on sale. Otherwise, I wouldn't have blue ninjas. But, you know, who doesn't need ninjas? If you find this on discount and you need some ninjas, hey, grab some blue ninjas, because these alternate heads are pretty cool. These guys can work with your Marvel Legends hand ninjas. They can fight Wolverine, Psylocke, work for the Mandarin. Okay, maybe not. Cobra Commander might get a little PO'd about that. But, pretty decent figures. That does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews or just help the channel out further. Or both, that's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.